Hannahcast, everybody. My name is Christian Hannah, and this is my podcast for movie news for movie nerds. Well, it's also a live stream, but there's so many things that this is. Some things that this isn't as well. But hey guys, welcome to episode, I think, 29 of the Hannahcast, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, episode 29. We're almost to 30, which is always really, really cool. Let me know if everything's going on smoothly with the chat, or really, like, with the stream and whatnot. Like, let's see if everything's moving. Like, movie nerds, always also a live stream, but there's so many things. This is okay. Audio is great. Yeah. I was gonna have the Hannahcast yesterday, but then something came up, and I was like, oh wait, I can't do it. I can't do it. Well, at the time it was today, so I moved it to today, Saturday. So yeah, guys, there's just a bunch of things going on, but yeah. Before we get into, like, you know, what we all know how this show works. You know, we're gonna be talking about some main topics. We're gonna be talking about, you know, what, like, the biggest kind of news I find interesting and whatnot in the world of entertainment, and also, after we take a little break, we're going to be discussing things in the live chat. So, yeah, get ready for your questions to get answered and whatnot later on the show. But before we start, I need to ask you guys, why haven't you clicked that like button yet? We need those like buttons clicked. Like, we need, like, give this video a like, because when you give the video a like, it's good for the algorithm. That tells YouTube, hey, we want to see this content more. Just basically interacting with the video at all is good for the algorithm. So yeah, if you can give this video a like, that would be very much that would very much be appreciated. Also, if you haven't already, click that subscribe button. You see this red subscribe button? Ew. I don't want to see that subscribe button red. I want to see it gray. Click that subscribe button so you can, well, be subscribed to my videos. We want to try to get to our goal of 1,000 subscribers. So, yeah. Also, if you are subscribed, hit that bell. We want you to just annihilate that bell button so you can be notified of videos, live streams, and any other cool stuff like that. Also, if you want to contribute to the channel, like, monetarily wise, then go to streamelements.com/christiansreviews/tip. You can leave a tip of $2 or more. The vast majority of the revenue goes to me, and it would help. And you can even leave a message in the tip, so that would be really cool. Hold on, I gotta yawn real quick. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, and if you didn't know this already, we have a Patreon. We have patreon.com/Christian Tyler Hannah, which basically, you have two tiers. One of them is $2 a month, where you can have your name in my videos, and for $5 a month, you can get your name in my videos, plus, so all the other Patreon exclusive perks, like the Hannahcast Audio Only Edition. For when you're exercising and whatnot, the Hannahcast After Show, and you can even get a bunch of other cool perks that we're going to try to do once the lockdowns end, like movie commentaries and whatnot. It should be a lot of fun. Also, if you want to see me keep track of the movies I watch, go to my Letterboxd, which is letterboxd.com/Christian Hannah. There you can get movie ratings, top 10 lists, and basically, like I said, so it's basically like a movie diary. And I'm always updating things on there. Like, I'm always updating my top 10 lists, always making new top 10s. So it should be fun. So yeah, check it out whenever you have the chance. Oh, I gotta yawn one more time. There we go. Yeah. And right before we get into the questions, here's this little thing I want to promote. Good news, guys! We have merch now! Go to teespring.com/stores/ChristiansReviews to get your nasty little hands on all sorts of items, including my face on a t-shirt, my face on a hoodie, my face on a pillow, my face on a tote bag, my face on a mug, my face on a wall tapestry, my face on a blanket, my face on phone cases, my face on stickers, and many more! Or how about the Hannahcast logo on those items as stated above? Wow! And best of all, they come in so many different colors, including this! What is this color? What is it? I want to know. But wait, there's more! Act now, you can also get my exclusive Make America Cringe Again merch. Surely not a parody of the political climate we have today. Again, that's teespring.com/store/cruisenews-reviews.
Order now!
With that out of the way, let's get to the topics for today. And our first topic is sadly going to be one that really hurts me to say. You guys really didn't. I never really talk about it, but I'm a big fan of the show Mythbusters. I love the show Mythbusters. It's one of my favorite shows. It's a really cool show in showing what kind of misconceptions can be scientifically proven and whatnot, and sometimes they're true. It's hard to describe. A lot of them do have to do with pop culture and whatnot, like things you see in movies. And the show was great. They tried doing a sort of revival of it with two other people, and with no disrespect to those two other people, that I didn't have any idea who they were. When they tried to do the new kind of Mythbusters, I don't really think it worked out all that much. And then they did Mythbusters Jr., which I actually thought was a little bit of a step up. But anyways, I'm a big Mythbusters fan. And so you would not believe the heartbreak I had nearly a week ago when I found out that Grant Imahara passed away at the age of 49 from a brain aneurysm. Let me look at this. Deadline, was the first to report this. This might be true, this might not be true. But yeah, I don't know. But it says, Grant Imahara, former Mythbusters and White Rabbit Project host. If you haven't seen the White Rabbit Project, it's on Netflix. It ran for one season, which is a shame. For the most part, I really liked the White Rabbit Project. There's a couple of episodes that... if you ever see the White Rabbit Project, there's a couple of episodes, either one or two episodes, that really, break the formula of the show, and I didn't really think they were all that, those two episodes weren't really all that good, but the rest of the season, was fantastic, and, he was one of the hosts of the White Rabbit Project. In fact, funny enough, he was actually, it was really the Mythbusters B team that were the hosts of the White Rabbit Project, which was Grant Imahara, Carrie Byron, and Tori Belleci. Those three work amazing together, and so yeah. But anyways, I digress. And White Rabbit Project host, who earlier worked as a modeler for Industrial Light and Magic, died Monday of a brain aneurysm. He was 49. A Discovery spokesperson confirmed the news, but did not provide details. Imahara co-hosted more than 200 episodes of Discovery's Mythbusters, starting with Season 3 in 2005, and remained with the show until 2014. He made a handful of appearances since. Former longtime Mythbusters host Adam Savage tweeted tonight, I'm at a loss, no words. I've been part of two big families with Grant Imahara over the last 22 years. Grant was a truly brilliant engineer, artist, and performer, but also just such a generous, easygoing, and gentle person. Working with Grant was so much fun. I'll miss my friend. I'm trying to think if there's any he was also a contestant and a judge on the show BattleBots. Played Sulu on the fan-created web series Star Trek Continues, and appeared in Sharknado 3, Oh Hell No. And apparently, he also, he worked on movies like Jurassic Park, The Matrix, The Terminator, Triple X, and even reissues of the original Star Wars trilogy, and his ILM credits included Galaxy Quest, Van Helsing, and Steven Spielberg's AI Artificial Intelligence. Oh yeah, and he also even created... I forgot about this. He also worked on Jeff Peterson, which is the little robot in the Late Late Show with Craig Ferguson, and this was when I found this out, I was I really did not want to believe this was true, because this guy is charismatic as fuck, man. This guy was brilliant. He was funny. And here's the thing, and it's not easy to have such, magnetic on-screen charisma. I have no charisma. I just pretend I do. This guy was just naturally good at that. He just naturally had, this ability to present himself on screen. and along with all the other original MythBusters, he just had a way of presenting himself on television and showcasing the brilliance of his mind. And that was just a shame. Out of all the deaths that happened this year, in terms of like the celebrity world, I don't usually talk about celebrity deaths, but I just wanted to share this one because this one, like, Grant Imahara meant a lot to me as a MythBusters fan. He was like it was either him or Adam Savage that was like my favorite MythBuster. I don't know. He's one or two. I don't know. But like this guy, check it whenever you get the chance. Check out MythBusters. I think it's on Hulu. You can find quite a few episodes with Grant on there. I would definitely suggest that. And watch The White Rabbit Project on Netflix. It's called The White Rabbit Project. I would definitely suggest watching that. But yeah, man, that's just really like that. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's like 49 is really when it's just really too young, and it's a real shame. Like damn. So yeah, guys, what do you think of the passing of Grant Imahara? Have you heard of him? Do you watch MythBusters? Have you never heard of him? If you haven't heard of him, check out his work. Like, check out MythBusters. Check out White Rabbit Project. He just had a real knack for on-screen presence and hosting. So yeah, if you, like I said, check out some of Grant Imahara's work, and yeah, rest in peace, man. You did the world. Like the world's not gonna be as good without you in it. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, that'll do it for that topic. Again, I hated having to start off with a sad note, but like I said, Grant Imahara really meant a lot to me as a MythBusters fan. He was just a brilliant individual and so likable. But regardless, we're gonna move on to our next topic, which is what's coming. We now know what's going to be coming onto Disney Plus what's coming to Disney Plus August of 2020. Which I am really excited for, because you know me, you guys know how much I love Disney Plus. I think Disney Plus is probably the best streaming service we've gotten right now, and again, it's just been so worth it. And we now have what's going to be coming next month to Disney Plus, and on August 7th, we're going to be getting Hidden Kingdoms of China. I'm assuming that's a National Geographic thing. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, which is a video game movie that I've not heard good things about. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, Adventure Awaits, the Peanuts movie, that's going to be fun. UFO Europe, The Untold Stories, Season 1, which again is probably National Geographic. The first X-Men. Speaking of X-Men, we're going to be ranking the X-Men movies here in a bit. But, like X-Men, the first X-Men is going to be coming on Disney Plus, so a lot of people are going to enjoy that. Howard. I forgot about Howard. Howard is this new thing. There's like this new documentary coming to Disney Plus, which is about one of the songwriters for a lot of Disney movies back in the day. Like he did some of the lyrics for like Little Mermaid and Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. And this is just gonna be, and yeah, these are just episodes of their. Oh, yeah, these are just episodes of their original shows. So that's not, yeah. But again, we're gonna be, Muppets now. That's gonna be cool. Released August 14th. We're gonna be getting Alaska Animal Rescue Season 1, which is probably National Geographic. Ant-Man and the Wasp, which means like once we get Ant-Man and the Wasp, all of the MCU movies that can be on Disney Plus will be on Disney Plus. Because again, like I said, we're not going to be getting the Incredible Hulk on Disney Plus. We're not going to be getting Spider-Man: Homecoming or Spider-Man: Far From Home on Disney Plus. Because Incredible Hulk is owned by Universal. Those Spider-Man movies are owned by Sony. But all the MCU movies that do belong to Disney, once Ant-Man and the Wasp is on Disney Plus, then we'll have all the MCU movies, which I'm really, really excited for. So, India's Wild Leopards, which I'm guessing is National Geographic. Jungle Animal Rescue, Season 1, again, National Geographic. Nature Boom Time, again, I'm just assuming that many of these are National Geographic. Scuba Sam's World, Spaced Out, wait, I don't know what Spaced Out is. Is that National Geographic? I don't know. Tots, that might be Disney Channel or something. Tots Calling All Tots, that's probably Disney Channel. The Greatest Showman! We're going to be getting Greatest Showman on there, which I'm really excited for. Wildcats of India, National Geographic. Zombies 2, which I never saw the first Zombies on Disney Channel, but it looked awful. The One and Only Ivan, which is a Disney Plus original coming to Disney Plus. It's that one movie, the gorilla and whatnot, with the all-star cast and what looks to be really good visual effects. Although, like I said, I don't have much faith in it, considering it's straight to streaming. So there's that. And it is big tentpole and whatnot. And again, you have some more, you have some more Disney Channel, Disney Plus original episodes. Released August 21st, we have Back to the Titanic, Beauty and the Beast, the live-action remake, which I'm glad that, I know there's some people who don't like Beauty and the Beast, the live-action one. I loved that one. I thought it was a really, really cool retelling of the original story. Beautiful costume design and production design. Really good song numbers. Again, I don't even think Emma Watson was... No, what Emma Watson? Was it Emma Watson? I think, maybe. Regardless, I don't think she was bad at all as Belle. I'm just gonna say that, in my opinion. I'm assuming Back to the Titanic is, once again, National Geographic, and another one is Mars: One Day on the Red Planet, which also National Geographic. Jesus Christ, Disney Plus is pouring out so much National Geographic. It's crazy. Please, Disney Plus, release Really Wild Animals on Disney Plus. I want to see Really Wild Animals. And on August 28th, we're going to be getting Alice Through the Looking Glass. This will be the second time it comes to Disney Plus. Fantastic Four, which is the 2005 version. Phineas and Ferb the movie, Candace Against the Universe, and once again, more Disney Plus original episodes. So yeah, guys, what do you think of August of 2020? It looks pretty promising. There's quite a bit that's coming onto Disney Plus, and again, I'm really excited for all the MCU movies that can be coming home to Disney Plus, at least the ones that can be on Disney Plus, because I really, really doubt Disney Plus is ever going to get the Incredible Hulk or the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies onto Disney Plus. I really doubt that. But regardless, let me know what you think of these movies coming onto Disney Plus. And guys, let me know your thoughts. Without any further ado, let's move on to the next topic, which is going to be my thoughts on the newest trailer for the ever so cursed New Mutants. Because damn, this movie cannot catch a break. Now, initially, if you guys this movie has had so many reschedulings. It's had so many reschedulings that's honestly a joke. It's honestly hilarious how many times it's gotten rescheduled. It hasn't been rescheduled yet. It's still looking at that August release date. But, however, I'm willing to bet I'm willing to bet New Mutants is going to get pushed away again. Because, considering a bunch of idiots out there aren't wearing their goddamn masks in public, the country's probably going to have to shut down again. Even though a lot of analysts say that we could get coronavirus over with in 2 weeks or maybe even a couple of months if everyone just wore their masks. But no, some people just don't want to because it just inconveniences them. And don't let anyone try to tell you it's because they can't breathe in the mask. That's a bullshit lie. Because like there's been like gold medalist runners who have asthma and wore a mask during their sprints, and they were just fine. So that again, that's just bullshit. But regardless, considering people are a bunch of idiots, I'm willing to bet the theaters are not going to open by the time this is supposed to come out, and I'm willing to bet this is going to get pushed off to next year. Mark my words, that's going to happen. Because here's the thing: if Disney had, even though this is 20th Century Studios, Disney still owns this. If Disney had no faith in New Mutants, why would they be pushing this off? Why would they be pushing the release dates? Because, like, with Artemis Fowl, they just dumped that to Disney+. The one and only Ivan, they're dumping that straight to Disney+. But they're still committed to putting this thing in theaters, which means they must have some confidence in New Mutants. They have to have some confidence in this. And I'm willing to bet they're going to do it again. That they're going to push this off to a new release date next year. Which is, again, going to be so funny considering how much this movie's been pushed off of its original release date. But regardless, this trailer really does seem to... It's definitely the biggest trailer. It's like only like maybe a minute or so, maybe about a minute. But this seems to show this seems to have like the biggest scope in terms of scale that we've seen from New Mutants so far. Like this one actually, we see like this kind of demon bear or whatever. Yeah, it's just, it looks really impressive. Yeah. Anyway, and I'm trying to think, like, apparently we also see, like, a demon bear and whatnot. Well, we see a demon bear, which is pretty, interesting. I am looking forward to, what is it? To New Mutants. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, what do you think of the trailer for New Mutants? Do you think it's gonna get pushed off of its release date like mine? Yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts, and we'll get on to the next subject. Anyway, guys, our next topic today is for the movie Black Adam, where basically, apparently there's this one character named Atom Smasher, not Adam, as in like Adam, like no, Atom Smasher, is going to be played by Noah Centieno. Noah Centieno? Yeah, I think that might be his name. But anyways, he's joining this movie to play Atom Smasher. And this is what the Hollywood Reporter had to say. Noah Centieno, who broke out with To All the Boys I Loved Before, which is a movie I've never seen, is joining Dwayne Johnson in Black Adam, New Line's Shazam spinoff based on the popular DC antihero. Jaime Collet Serra, who directed Johnson in Disney's forthcoming Jungle Cruise, will be in the director's chair when the feature project goes before cameras. Although with the pandemic, the timing is unclear. Johnson's longtime collaborator, Beau Flynn of Flynn Picture Company, I think Flynn Picture Company, is producing along with Johnson, Danny Garcia, and Hiram Garcia via their 7 Bucks Productions. Let's see what, does it say? Centieno will play Atom Smasher, a character who can control his molecular structure and is able to manipulate his size and strength. The character has often appeared on screen before in an episode of CW's The Flash. This really does kind of sound like just the Atom. This kind of just sounds like the Atom. Like, it might, like, let me... Yeah, like, this is pretty much the Atom. I don't know why they're calling it, I I don't know why they're calling I don't know, like, again, I don't really have many thoughts on this because because because, like, for one, I have no idea who Atom Smasher is, and I have no idea who, I have never seen Noah Centieno in anything, so I don't know if he's a good actor. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to Black Adam, especially with Dwayne Johnson playing him. So, yeah, guys, what do you think of Noah Centieno being cast as Black Adam? So, yeah, guys, let me know your thoughts on that, and, yeah, let's get on to the next subject. Our next topic is going to be, like, it's not really me talking about there's pretty much rumors going around. Again, I don't think the rumors are reliable right now, but there's rumors going around that for the Obi-Wan series, Darth Vader could make an appearance. And a lot of people are, like, again, keep in mind, they are rumors. They aren't full, we can't, that's why I'm not talking about any of the news, because I don't know if it's actually true or not. All I will say, and that's pretty much, as you can see from the title of this video, why for the most part, I think it would be a really bad idea to have Darth Vader in an Obi-Wan series. Now, before I do, let me give you the one scenario that someone suggested to me, or a scenario like this, that I think would be perfectly fine. Which is, if, like, Obi-Wan has, like, nightmares or whatever, and basically he has a nightmare where he confronts Darth Vader in a dream, and it's like a manifestation of his failures as a Jedi when it came to training Anakin. I will say, if it were to be something like that, I'd be perfectly fine with that. However, that's, like, I get something like a mental manifestation of Darth Vader, where it's not actually him, I would be perfectly okay with. My issue, though, would come from if they were to actually bring in Darth Vader, like, it's actually him. Here's my main problem with that, and I can't believe how much of a squabble I got into people with this on Twitter. Then again, Twitter is just a dumpster fire of nothing but hatred and sickness out there. But basically, the reason why I think it would be a bad idea to just to have actual Darth Vader coming across Obi-Wan is because of, honest to God, one line. Oh, hey Joel, how's it going? A specific line that Darth Vader says in A New Hope, and that is when he confronts Obi-Wan. The circle is now complete. Last time when I left you, I was but the learner, but now I am the master. Which I think everyone knew what he meant by that, which was, I haven't seen you since I left you when I became Vader. They haven't seen each other since the Battle of Mustafar, after they fought. But then a lot of people started telling me this one stupid thing, like, oh, well, if you interpret it this way, you could probably see how Darth Vader meant this. Like, he meant this when he said that. Trying to twist up the words to try to sort of force a way for the real Darth Vader and Obi-Wan to meet again before A New Hope and yet after Revenge of the Sith. I'm sorry, no. It doesn't, no. This is the problem, it's I really hate that. When people try to look for things that clearly do not exist and were so clearly intended to be a certain way. When Darth Vader said, when I left you, I was but the learner, but now I'm the master, that so clearly meant they have not seen each other since he became Darth Vader. And yet people still try to twist the words again to sort of create a narrative that allows Darth Vader to meet with Obi-Wan. Like, no! And some people are going, well, I mean, Darth Vader was always obsessed with finding Obi-Wan. He was always obsessed with him. Okay, for one, the movies never said that. I mean, yeah, I mean, I don't know what was in the extended universe, like whatever, like the Star Wars Legends stuff. But keep in mind, the Star Wars Legends stuff is not canon anymore. So I don't know what was in Legends or whatever, but that's not canon. And in terms of the movies and the TV shows, Vader had if he was that certain in trying to find Obi-Wan, he sure didn't do a good job at it. But again, yeah, I'm just like, I just don't understand. Like, again, it just really feels like people are trying to force a way for Darth Vader to meet up with Obi-Wan pre A New Hope, and I'm just like, why? Why can't we just move on? Like, why can't we just do, like, it's obvious that trying to go, like, I don't know. I'm just like, and again, people are going to try to say, well, I mean, you're technically not breaking canon, but I'm like, but you are breaking, you're pretty much insulting the audience's intelligence by assuming that we don't know exactly what Vader meant when he said, when I left you, I was but the learner, but now I'm the master. Everyone knew what he meant. Like, trying to create some sort of weird narrative that to try to but you didn't think he meant it this way. That's just insulting everybody's intelligence. Everyone knew what he meant by that. Again, it's just assuming that the audience is dumb enough to not put the pieces together and whatnot, and not understand basic common things. Like, it's sort of like when friends are like, saying jokes to each other and whatnot, that like saying, fuck, like I don't know, it's like someone a friend jokingly says, fuck you, like, come on, man, like, you're not actually being mean, but it's like, fuck you. Like, the way you're saying it, and the context in what you're saying it, and the way the two friends interact together, like, you know the context. You know what they mean by that. They're not actually saying, fuck you, like, to their friend. They're saying, it's like a joke. It's like the context. Everyone knew what Darth Vader meant when he said, but yeah, it's just like, people are really just trying to find things that clearly aren't there. They really, people are just so clinging on to things that clearly do not exist. And it's just stupid. That's, again, like I said before, if Obi-Wan wanted to meet up, not that. It's like, if Obi-Wan had nightmares or dreams or whatever, where he confronted Darth Vader in a mental manifestation, like it was a dream and he's having nightmares about Darth Vader and his failure as a Jedi, okay, fine, again, because that's not the real Darth Vader. Like, if it's like some sort of PTSD shit, like, fine, I'm perfectly fine with that. But in terms of actual Darth Vader confronting actual Obi-Wan, I think it's just stupid. And again, I also wouldn't suggest having Darth Vader like in a separate, like doing his own thing in the Obi-Wan series, because, well, again, for a couple of things, it couldn't tie in directly to like, some people are saying, well, I mean, you could have Darth Vader do his own thing and he never actually meets Obi-Wan. But I'm like, no, that still doesn't work, because if this is an Obi-Wan series, and this is the Obi-Wan Kenobi series, then having Darth Vader there would be pointless. Like, it would have nothing to do with the narrative. And some people are trying to say again, like, oh, well, what is it, like, again, Vader's always been obsessed with finding Obi-Wan. Well, again, like I said, current canon never really established that. Again, at least not the movies or the TV shows, but even then, it still doesn't work because it has nothing to do with Obi-Wan's journey. So yeah, again, that's why I really think it would be a bad idea if, the Disney Plus Obi-Wan series ever wanted to introduce Darth Vader into it. If it was actually supposed to be Darth Vader and not like some sort of dream. Because, again, if it's a dream, if it's a nightmare, and it's not really Darth Vader, fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. Hell, that would be really interesting. But I don't want to see the actual Darth Vader in the actual Obi-Wan series. So, yeah. Those are my thoughts on that subject. And with that being said, let's move on to the next topic. Anyway, guys. Oh, yeah. Now we get to a fun part. Now we're going to be getting to a segment where I'm going to be ranking the X-Men universe movies. I haven't done one of these in a while, probably since the Star Wars ranking list and whatnot. But yeah, this is going to be my list where I rank the X-Men movies, the X-Men universe movies from worst to best, in my opinion. Again, it's all my opinion. If you have different opinions than me, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, this is just gonna be my list of me ranking the 10 X-Men universe movies. So yeah, guys, let's check this list out. At number 10, which for me is just the absolute worst of the X-Men movies. Number 9 and number 10 are actually a lot closer than you'd think, but I still think for me number 10 would be X-Men Origins Wolverine. This movie is just so, it's from a production standpoint, it's embarrassing. What is with the effects? Sometimes the effects are decent, but then many times the effects are really cheap looking. The frame rate will sometimes look ridiculous. Certain plot elements are really stupid, like the love interest. It's very strange. The movie just, pointlessly explains things about Wolverine that we didn't really even need to know. Like, how did Wolverine get his name? It's like, really? Do we have to know that? The beginning is especially confusing. I will say, I do like the opening credits. The opening credits where it's like Wolverine and Sabretooth played by Liev Schreiber, who is very different from the Sabretooth they established in X-Men, in the first X-Men movie. Yeah. And let's not forget what they did to Deadpool. What they did with Deadpool was so embarrassing. It's like, wow, that's, you did that with Deadpool. Also, the Deadpool movies, I'm not putting on this list because they're not officially in the X-Men universe. They do have, little jokes about the X-Men movies and whatnot, but Deadpool's technically his own thing. So that's why I'm not counting him in the Deadpool movies on this list. But regardless, yeah, that's why X-Men Origins Wolverine is at the bottom of number 10. But I will say, one of the few shining elements of X-Men Origins Wolverine is Wolverine himself, Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman is still great in the movie, so there is that. But then we have number 9, which, at least from a production standpoint, looks a lot better than X-Men Origins Wolverine. But I would probably even argue that Dark Phoenix has even less character in it. Because while X-Men Origins Wolverine had, one character that was cool, that you actually got to know and, really care about, Dark Phoenix just has nothing. Nothing in Dark Phoenix just at all feels consequential. The movie breaks canon so many times. I'm not going to get into spoilers, of course, but especially once you get to the ending, there's a lot of things that do not make sense canon-wise in this movie. So, yeah, that's really weird. That's really my biggest issue with Dark Phoenix. It's just the characters are so boring. Whenever things happen in this movie, they don't have any the characters just don't really act in a way that just seems natural or whatnot. And some people are saying, oh, they knew Disney was gonna be taking over Fox, so they just pretty much slummed it up. I'm like, no, that can't be the case, because this movie was filmed before there was a deal for for Fox. Like, if you remember, this movie was finished shooting. They were done shooting this movie. No, actually, no, they weren't even finished shooting this movie. Actually, wait, I don't know. No, this movie. Oh yeah, no, yeah. This movie had already finished shooting when they announced. By the time they announced that 20th Century Fox was going to be sold off. So no, it's not. No, it's just what this came down to was really just one of two things. Was just one of two things. One, poorly conceived writing that really did introduce some stuff into the X-Men movies, like some stuff that we've never seen before in the X-Men movies, and yet this was the very last movie in the X-Men universe we would get. At least this current X-Men universe. Like, something they just bring in, it's like, wait, what? Why are you bringing this in now when you're ending this franchise? It's really weird. And also, I think another big issue was having Simon Kinberg directing this movie. Which, keep in mind, this was the very first time he had ever directed a movie. Like, he had been a producer and writer for the X-Men movies for, a long time. This is his first time directing. And that was a bad idea, considering he had never directed anything before. So why are you giving a first-time director something this big? Look at Greta Gerwig. Greta Gerwig, when she did her directorial debut, which is Lady Bird, that was a smaller movie. Jordan Peele, his directorial debut was Get Out. It was a smaller movie. Even to an extent, Bradley Cooper's remake of A Star Is Born, when he directed that movie, again, it's not a big movie. It's still a small drama. But Simon Kinberg helming a $200 million movie, a $200 million blockbuster as his first directing effort, again, not a good idea. And so, yeah, Dark Phoenix just really fails on a bunch of levels. It's bland. There's, no personality to this movie. They add in elements that really should have come in way sooner than now. And again, it's just really bland direction. No one really knows what to do with this material, and the directing is just not giving anybody any favors. So, and not to mention, this movie, again, like I said before, breaks canon so many times where it's just insulting. I'm like, what the hell? Why? Yeah. That's my stance. Number 8 is going to be Number 8 and number 7 are definitely going to be controversial, because many people love these movies. I don't. And that's why number 8 for me is X-Men. I'm one of the few people who didn't like X-Men. I thought, again, better. I thought it was better than Origins and Dark Phoenix, but if I'm gonna be honest, X-Men was way too small scale for this movie was way too small scale for an X-Men movie, and the effects definitely didn't serve them any favors, considering how bad the effects in this movie are so bad. I will say, granted, I appreciate what X-Men tried to do in terms of, having people take comic book movies more seriously. But, again, if I'm going to be honest, I don't think this movie overall works as a whole. Magneto's plan is stupid. Toad is ridiculous. What other... there's a few other things I have problems with in this movie and whatnot. I don't know, I'm trying to think. I will say, this probably has one of the best definitely in my top 10 greatest scenes in any comic book movie, which is the opening where a young Eric Lencher, who would later on become Magneto, is in the concentration camps, and he's being separated from his parents, and he just, screaming and reaching out for them, and, the metal fence kind of bends towards him. It's a really powerful scene. I love that scene. The problem is I just wish the movie was just as good as that scene, because, again, I just don't think this movie holds up well. And, you know, again, like I said, I do appreciate what X-Men tried to do in terms of trying to take comic book movies more seriously, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I just don't think X-Men holds up that well. Especially from like an action movie standpoint, it's not very good in terms of action. There's some really stupid lines like, you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Same thing that happens to everything else. What the hell is that supposed to mean? Again, I appreciate it for trying to make comic book movies a little bit darker, but I don't think this is I still don't think that equates to a good movie, in my opinion. It did some good things, but you have to start somewhere, and many times your starting point is going to suck, so, yeah. Number 7 is also going to be another controversial pick, which is X2 X-Men United. Again, I just don't feel like this movie holds up that well. I mean, as an action movie, it's not invigorating, at all. The effects are still not very good. I will say the opening is once again, the opening is spectacular. Like what was it? Like the opening where it's like where Nightcrawler storms the White House. That was a great scene. Those effects were great, and yeah, that was a really good scene. But once again, I just don't feel like this movie overall holds up. There's some good ideas in here, but there's still so many logic problems and just a lot of really weird things happen, like, for no good reason. Yeah. It's hard. Again, it's hard. I will say the fight between Lady Deathstrike and Wolverine was pretty cool, but we don't know anything about Lady Deathstrike. Who is she? I mean, I know she has, like, fingernails, like, she's sort of like Wolverine, but again, it's like, there's no real point to her character at all. So it's like, again, there's some cool things here, but it's not given a lot of good context and whatnot. So, yeah, I do have the unpopular opinion that I don't think X-Men or X-Men 2, X2 X-Men United are very good. Now we get to the good X-Men movies, and a lot of people would shit on me for saying this, but look, I'm sorry. I thought X-Men The Last Stand was pretty decent. Yeah, number 6 is X-Men The Last Stand. This was the first time the X-Men movies were actually starting to get good. Like, again, I do have some issues, though, like, you know, I'm the Juggernaut, bitch! Like, okay, yeah, that was stupid. And there's some other weird moments as well, but again, this movie, I think, overall holds up. Like, for one, the action and visual effects are spectacular. And there's even something regarding the visual effects that I thought was really, really impressive, which was, apparently, this was the very first movie to incorporate to use CGI to de-age an actor. Which is, you know, the opening when you see Patrick Stewart as Xavier and Ian McKellen as Magneto. Like, they used CGI to de-age the actors, and that was the first time CGI was ever used to do that. And honestly, it looks really good. The effects for the de-aging I thought was really, really good. So yeah, and the action is so much fun to watch. It's great action. It actually brought some emotional weight to things. It actually brought intensity. This was, again, I just thought this was an overall better conceived film. Like, what else? Like, oh yeah, and this also raised some really good questions, some really good moral questions, where they discover a cure for mutations that can actually make mutants, that can actually make mutants, fully human, like their powers will go away. And this movie, I forgot to mention this with the other two X-Men movies, I feel like they failed at doing, but this movie succeeds in something that the other two X-Men movies failed, which was, like, one of my issues with the first two X-Men movies, which X-Men and X2 X-Men United, was that the politics were so one-sided. Like, we only see people who hate mutants, like having signs saying "death to mutants" or whatnot, having like a mutant be like hung, like some sort of like doll made to look like a mutant that's being hung. It's like we only saw people who hated mutants. We only saw that for the first two movies. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I mean, yeah, there are assholes out there, but not everybody's like that. Like, trust me, if just the idea of saying Black Lives Matter and saying that, maybe police shouldn't be killing black people on the streets, like, if that becomes or hell, or even wearing a fucking mask. If wearing a fucking mask becomes controversial, and people have to, get divisive over that for some reason. If wearing a piece of cloth around your face gets this much controversy and division, then what makes me think that if like a new race, a new species of human evolved that had superpowers, you really don't think that would have been divisive? Like, I mean, yeah, again, there would definitely be people who hate mutants, but there would also be so many people in support of mutants, because that's just the way our culture works today. Our culture is really divisive. There's no such thing as a political issue where everybody agrees on something. No! Even if it's the simplest thing ever, like something that really should have nothing, like something that really needs no more than common sense. If something that really should be just common sense gets divisive, then what makes me think at all that mutants existing wouldn't get divisive? And that's one thing I really appreciate about X-Men: The Last Stand. There are people who hate mutants, sure, but there's also protests where people are in support of mutants. Like, no, like there's nothing wrong with these mutants. They're just as much citizens as us. That's realistic politics. Realistic, because in the real world, nobody agrees on shit. Nobody agrees on anything. It's always a divisive issue, no matter what it is. And if something like mutants came around, then that would be the most divisive thing ever in the world of politics. Ever. So, yeah. That's one thing that is one of many things I appreciate about X-Men: The Last Stand, was that the politics really did seem to balanced. It's like, yeah, the world probably react to mutants this way. So, yeah. That's where, this is like, in terms of the way I'm ranking these, this is the first good X-Men movie, in my opinion, so, there's that. Number 5 is a movie I don't think gets enough love, and that is The Wolverine. I thought The Wolverine, was great. It was a really cool, and funny, this is actually directed by the same guy who would later go on to direct Logan, James Mangold. And I thought he did a really good job at directing this movie, especially putting it in Japan, which, let's face it, we don't really see a lot of American superhero movies set in Japan, and this creates a new environment for action, like superhero action and whatnot, and it's really cool. Granted, the final part of the movie where it gets all futuristic and there's like a big dude in a robot suit, okay, that gets a little bit dumb, but before that, like, everything else I thought was just really well done. I thought the action was great. Hugh Jackman was probably at his most ripped when doing this movie. Like, he was fucking ripped, dude. Like, he was big. We also see more of Wolverine, a little bit more of Wolverine's backstory. We also get, we just get a lot of really cool things in this movie. So, yeah, we also, I'm trying to think, I don't know, and it even, presents, Wolverine's desire to die. Like, considering he, has this mutation of re-healing himself. He has not been able to die for centuries, or like, and he's just like, everyone I've loved is just dead. Like I just want to die. And the issues that he brings up with that, it's like it's really well done in my opinion. I love the Wolverine. It doesn't get the love I think it deserves. And again, like I said, the final part where it gets all futuristic-y and gets all weird with like the big robot man. Yeah, that's kind of weird, but everything leading up to that I thought was just fantastic. Number 4, which, funny enough, which actually arrived on Disney Plus this past weekend. Actually, yesterday it arrived. Is X-Men Apocalypse. I never got the hate for X-Men Apocalypse. I thought X-Men Apocalypse was great. I will say the what was it? The the opening Egypt, like the opening scene in Egypt. Okay, yeah, that was a little bit cartoony and dumb. But I will say, I do like. But once that ends and we actually get to like the main title sequence, where it's like like that stuff. Yeah, once it gets into that sequence, the movie just gets automatically better. The movie just gets way better after that. I thought Oscar Isaac was a really good Apocalypse. It was a very different take on Apocalypse than you'd think. For one, he's not big. Like, he's not like 8 feet taller or with a booming voice. No, like, he's just kind of like, normal-sized dude who kind of has a speech, like, who kind of speaks like this. And just sort of builds up to what he's saying. And then when he's yelling, he gets loud and his voice gets deep. Like, I love the way they did Apocalypse in that movie. It was a really, especially with the light, ghostly voice he had. Like, it was a very different take on, like, that kind of a villain. I thought that was really unique, really fun. The Quicksilver sequence in this movie I thought was great. Oh my god, the final battle. In terms of just, like, X-Men mutant fights, this is one of the best out there. Like, they did a great job choreographing this fight. The CGI is great. The actual fight choreography is great. I love the mental battle between Xavier and Apocalypse. Magneto, oh my god, Magneto's journey in this movie is heartbreaking. It is so good. Again, I just thought this was a great movie. I don't get the hate for Apocalypse, honestly. This would definitely go up there in my list of like the most underrated comic book movies. So there's that. Number 3 is X-Men First Class, the movie that started off the younger mutants in the X-Men universe. Which is like, oh my god, the movie's like 9 years old now. That's insane. This movie was great for a number of reasons. Especially between young Xavier and young Magneto. The way these two work together is so good. I love, oh my god, Magneto's journey in this movie is like scary. Like, the way he conducts himself in this film is so good. And you just see, like, the goodness in the heart of Xavier. Like, this is the first time I actually really cared about Xavier. I didn't really care about him in the other movies, which is probably one of the reasons why I thought The Last Stand was pretty good. Like, why I didn't get pissed off at, like, the characters getting killed or whatnot, because they didn't make me care about them in the previous 2 movies. So, there's that. But, regardless, Xavier in this movie, I thought this is the first time Xavier became interesting. I thought this, like, his journey in this movie is great. Mystique, I thought, was great in this movie. Like Jennifer Lawrence's Mystique was great. Kevin Bacon was a really fun villain. Again, weirdly enough, this is actually not as much of an action movie as you'd think. Yeah, it's definitely sci-fi and whatnot, but there's not much action here, which is kind of strange. And normally that would be concerning, but the way this movie's paced and the way it's written and directed and acted, I didn't care. I just love seeing these mutants come together, especially whenever Xavier and Magneto are on screen. I just thought it was really well done. Love what they did with X-Men First Class. So yeah. Number 2 is probably, in my opinion, the best of the X-Men movies. And you'll see what I mean here in a bit. Number 2 is, for me, X-Men Days of Future Past. This was the perfect blending of everything we love about X-Men. It brought in the best elements from the old movies, the best elements from the new movies, and just created just this almost love letter to the X-Men franchise. Bringing Wolverine into this I thought was a great idea. We also had some really great action sequences, especially when it came to oh my god, the opening action sequence is a lot of fun. Quicksilver was so cool in this movie. Xavier's journey in this film was great. I just love so many things about this movie. Like, what can I say about X-Men Days of Future Past I haven't said before? There's just so much about this film that is just, like, top-tier X-Men. It's just so well done. And also, this is also the first time I cared about old Xavier and old Magneto. Like, especially the way, like, the older Xavier and Magneto, I love their dynamic. And, you know, they've had this past. They've seen, everything that's led up to this. And it's just, oh god, the way it's written is so well. It's so good. Oh, god. But, yeah, guys. I love X-Men Days of Future Past. I thought this movie was just brilliant. Definitely the best of the X-Men movies. But now we get to number 1, which in my opinion is the best movie in the X-Men universe, and that is Logan. Logan, again, what can I say about Logan that nobody's already said before? This is just a brilliantly conceived film. This is just a brilliantly executed film. And and one great thing about it is that this isn't even like your typical comic book movie. It's really like a Western tragedy. It's just, oh my god, it's so good. Everyone brings their A game here. Hugh Jackman gives the best performance of his Wolverine career. Daphne Keane gave a great first performance as Laura. And, oh my god, I never thought I would say this, but Patrick Stewart, I think, should have not only been nominated for Best Supporting Actor for playing Xavier in this movie, I think he should have won. Patrick Stewart in Logan gives one of the best performances I have ever seen in a comic book movie. I mean, he is on, a whole nother level. I would put him up there with, Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker, or Heath Ledger as the Joker. Patrick Stewart just delivered such an incredible performance. And what's even greater is that, this movie became the first ever comic book movie to be nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay at the Oscars. Which is, unheard of. Because, comic book superhero movies would never get nominated for, the big high-tier awards. They'd probably get nominated for, some sound awards and visual effects. But aside from the Dark Knight, where, Heath Ledger won Best Supporting Actor, nothing like this had ever been, seen before by the Academy. With Logan getting a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination. Yet here we are now. And now, especially for the past 2 years, comic book movies have been really dominating the Oscars. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse won Best Animated Feature, beating 2 Disney movies, and one of them being a Pixar movie. And with Black Panther being nominated for, I think, 7 Academy Awards, including a Best Picture nomination. And we can't even forget about Joker, which had a record number of nominations for any comic book movie, which was 11, and even got nominated for Best Picture, Best Director, Best Adapted Screenplay, and won the Academy Award for Best Actor with Joaquin Phoenix. And I think, Logan is, we need to thank Logan for, paving the way for comic book movies in the future to be recognized by the Academy, because this is probably the one that started it all. like considering it got a Best Adapted Screenplay nomination. So yeah, that's my pick for my number one best movie in the X-Men universe is Logan. Again, let me go by each of them one more time. Number 10, X-Men Origins Wolverine. Dark Phoenix. X-Men, not quite a, but it's still like, X2, X-Men United. X-Men The Last Stand, pretty good. The Wolverine, great. X-Men Apocalypse, great. X-Men First Class, great. X-Men Days of Future Past, wonderful. Logan, good God, what a masterpiece. Like, what a fantastic movie. So yeah, guys, those are my rankings of all the X-Men movies. What do you think of this list? What movies would you how would you rank the X-Men movies? Let me know in the comments below or in the chat, and let me know your thoughts on this. So, yeah, guys. Now I got a couple of reviews for you. It's review time. So, yeah, I'm gonna be reviewing a couple of movies today, and we're gonna be starting off with Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I was looking forward to this movie. I didn't get a chance to see it until last week. But, you know, I was looking forward to it. I was looking forward to Birds of Prey. Not as much as, like, some other DC movies, but I was like, I'm looking forward to this. I mean, I like Harley Quinn in Suicide Squad. So, yeah. Now, to give you some background on the other DC Extended Universe movies, I think Man of Steel is fantastic. Love Man of Steel. I liked Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, although there's still some problems I have with it. Batman v Superman: The Ultimate Edition I thought was way better paced, way better context. I thought it was a much better movie. Suicide Squad I thought was alright. I haven't seen it in like a couple of years though. Justice League I thought was alright. But you know, like I don't love it as anywhere near as much as I did back then. Aquaman, I had a lot of fun with. I thought Aquaman was really cool. Sometimes the effects looked a little bit too fake at times, but again, I overall really enjoyed it. And then Shazam, I thought, oh yeah, why I forgot about Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman is great. Wonder Woman's great, and Shazam I thought was also great. So yeah. And now we get to Birds of Prey in the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. So yeah, I have liked all the DCEU movies so far, so what do I think of this movie? Well, I guess the streak had to be broken at some point, right? Now look, don't group me in there with anybody out there, you know, complaining about Birds of Prey saying, SJW, women in movies? What? Ew, no. No, I'm not gonna be grouped into one of those, into like those idiots, who try and make this into like a gender thing. Like a thing where it's about women trying to trump men or whatnot. Like, no, I'm not. Like, I think this is just a bad movie. Nothing more, nothing less. It's just a bad movie in my opinion. Which is strange because this actually got like really good reviews. So yeah, that's like I will say that's kind of strange. Considering how like again this isn't the worst. I don't think this isn't well, I mean it's the worst of the DCEU movies, but it's like I don't think this is terrible. There's some good things in it, but I will say like I do have like the negatives definitely outweigh the good in my opinion. What can I think of that was good? The fight choreography was well done. I like that. There's a couple of funny moments, but again, there's a lot of let me explain some of the problems I have with this movie. For one, the characterization of Harley Quinn. I don't like the way they did her in this movie. How do I describe it? She feels like an idiot in this movie. She feels like a bumbling idiot you'd see in like an Adam Sandler movie. And it's just like, that's not really Harley Quinn though. Harley Quinn, yeah, she's crazy, but she's not stupid. Like, yeah, that's like, I don't know why they made her into such a bumbling idiot in this movie. Like, and like they'll try to make her look smart by saying, oh, by spouting out some random exposition about a character's mental state, which is completely sloppily done. But the way they wrote her character in this movie is, again, they made her into an idiot. I'm like, why? Like, you don't, like, I just didn't get that. I'm like, why did you make Harley Quinn into such an idiot? Also, here's another big issue I have with this movie. The Joker is not in this movie. Which, I know that shouldn't sound like a problem, but hear me out. I'm not saying, you can't have Harley Quinn break up with the Joker. I mean, no, the comics have been doing that, and that's been and from what I've heard, that's been going on really well. Hell, the Harley Quinn animated series, from what I've heard, is doing that really well. But how do I describe it? But the reason why, so I don't have a problem with her breaking up with the Joker. Hell, it makes sense. She's a little bit more interesting that way. But the Joker, the way they explain her breaking up with the Joker is like through this this brief little cartoon where you don't see anything that led up to the breakup. It's just, and then we broke up. And then we're now in the movie. It's like, wait, what? Like, why? Like, that doesn't make any sense. It's just like, we never see the Joker himself. Like, there's like one scene that's like a flashback where we see the back of his head, but we never see Jared Leto. Now, I know some people are going to go, yay, no Jared Leto! But I'm sorry, regardless of whether or not you hate Jared Leto's Joker, you can't deny that the Joker is important to the Harley Quinn story. And that especially if you're going to have him break up with her, you need to show that. You need to show, the Joker actually, in the movie, Harley Quinn was a character who's literally created, and I see Nicholas Sproul saying, well, she's always been kind of a goofy, weak-minded character, like, she's always been, in Batman the Animated Series where she was created was to be a comic relief. You can be a comic relief and not be an idiot. And again, I never thought Harley Quinn was stupid in the Batman the Animated Series. I mean, was she comic relief? Sure. But she wasn't really stupid. She still knew what she was doing. At the very least, especially in this universe, she knows what she's doing. She's not an idiot. They just made her into like I said, they pretty much make her into like Paul Blart Mall Cop. She's like, what am I doing here? And just like stumbles and like just accidentally gets things done. Gets up like, no, my egg sandwich is falling on the ground. It's like, that's not Harley Quinn. At least not in this movie. Like, I just think the way they did her in this universe, like with the way they did her in this movie, in Birds of Prey, was not consistent with how they did her in Suicide Squad. So, yeah. But regardless, I just feel like, if you're gonna have, look, because here, how I describe it, it's also like, even when she breaks up with the Joker, he's still, in the story. He's still supposed to be in the story. Like, Joker, like, even when they're broken up, he's still, like, almost becomes her antagonist. Not in this movie, but, the way it goes with Harley Quinn and whatnot. And just, like, the fact that, again, regardless if you hate Jared Leto as the Joker or not, again, in my opinion, I still think Jared Leto was not the issue. The issue, and even David Ayer, the director, would tell you this, was that Warner Brothers cut the movie so bad, cut Suicide Squad together so badly to where you didn't see, they never let you have a good idea as to what what David Ayer was trying to do with the Joker. So, yeah. So regardless, and again, whether or not you hate Jared Leto as the Joker or not, you can't deny that the Joker is still very important to Harley Quinn's journey. And if she is going to break up with him, you might want to show that. Instead of this lazily done cartoon exposition and whatnot. It's just so stupid. Then there's some other issues, including, remember that, you see the hyena right there? The hyena? Yeah, everyone knows the hyena. Like, the hyena, we saw the hyena in the comics. It's just a part of Harley Quinn, the hyena. the hyena is barely in this movie and serves no purpose. Like, there's, like, big chunks of this movie where, like, the hyena is just gone. It's just like, where'd the hyena go? Who cares? Again, like, the hyena served no purpose in the story. Again, it just felt like they were just throwing in the hyena because Harley Quinn had a hyena. That's it. We're not doing anything with this hyena. We just know that she has a hyena, and they just do it for the sake of doing it, which is not really how you should be doing a story. Like, you shouldn't be, yeah, I just don't think, like, regardless. I see that Nicholas Sproul's saying, Harley Quinn was an idiot from the very start. That's the source of her comedy. That's why I don't think she works outside that context. I find her rather obnoxious when she gets more attention. Again, I disagree. I disagree. I think in other media she has shown more intelligence than she has in this movie. Like, when you see this movie, you see how stupid she really is. Yeah, she's a little bit goofy in the Batman animated series or whatnot, but trust me, she's dumb in this movie. In this movie, she's really, really stupid. So, yeah. So, again, yeah, the hyena serves no purpose. Again, it's only there because she had a hyena in the Batman animated series, and that's literally it. Now let's talk about the Birds of Prey, like the little team-up group. Guess what? The Birds of Prey are not even in this movie until, like, the Birds of Prey never actually form until, like, one of the last moments of this movie. Like, it's not a Birds of Prey movie, it's a Harley Quinn movie. It's still a bad Harley Quinn movie, but it's still a Harley Quinn movie, not a Birds of Prey movie. And the way they kind of force the characters to end up in the same room together around the end, I'm just like, what are you doing? It's like, it doesn't feel natural at all. It's like, and once again, I'm not saying boo feminism. I'm not saying boo women in movies. No. It has not, like, if this was a male team up, if this was still, like, all dudes, I'd still complain that the characterization and I'd still complain about the characterization and how sloppy they had the characters team up. So it has nothing to do with the genders or anything. If this was dudes, I'd have the exact same complaint. So again, don't group me in with the Meninists, because the Meninists are stupid, and I don't want to get sucked into that group. But yeah, like, the way they have the characters team up is so badly done. And again, like, I don't even know half these characters. Like, one of them is a fucking middle-aged cop. I'm like, what? And I'm not, like, it's like this is a comic book movie. Like, I'm just like, what is with this movie? Again, I'm just like, this, like, I just don't know how to describe it. Like, this movie, I think it was just, was just badly done, which is a shame considering how I've liked all the DCEU movies so far, and that this did get good reviews. I was expecting something really cool, but no, this is the first DCEU movie that I just did not like. And someone saying, Cameron B says Ewan McGregor he thought was the best part of the movie. I don't know, like, he wasn't bad. I thought his performance was good, but again, I just didn't care about the character. Because this movie didn't give me a chance to care about anybody. So yeah, everything, like whenever there's a character who dies, or any character who lives or goes through something, I'm just like, I don't care, because you're not setting anything up right. So, yeah, guys, that's my review of Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous Emancipation of One Harley Quinn. I'm sad to say this, but this is the first DC Extended Universe movie that I just did not like. So, yeah. Without any further ado, guys, let's get on to my next review, which is for a movie I saw last night, Dolittle. Dolittle. I finally watched this movie. Well, what's Dolittle about? Well, Dolittle is about this guy named Dr. Dolittle, played by Robert Downey Jr., and this is a movie that cost $175 million, has an all-star cast, and it has big special effects and whatnot, and could show some promise, and yet it has the script of a higher tier Raja Gosnell movie. Who, if you don't know who Raja Gosnell is, he's like a really shitty director who like does movies like what was it, like Home Alone 3, the live action Scooby Doo movies, or at least the ones from the early 2000s. He also directed Beverly Hills Chihuahua, directed the live action Smurfs movies, directed Show Dogs. Basically, he's just not a very good director. And this feels like one of his movies, even though he didn't direct it. Now, I will say, let me talk about some positives. Danny Elfman's score is pretty good. I didn't even know it was Danny. I had a feeling it was Danny Elfman. Because it sounded like Danny Elfman, and what do you know? By the end of the credits, it was Danny Elfman. Danny Elfman did a pretty good job with the score. And I will say, for the most part, I mean, there's some visual effects elements that don't work. Like, for example, I thought Tom Holland, like the dog character voiced by Tom Holland, that was not a well, that character was not well, modeled or lit. So I will say that. But a lot of the other visual effects are really, really good. Like, the effects can be really, really good. So there is that. There's not much else to like about this movie, though. Like, again, I wouldn't say it's awful. Again, I've seen worse, but this kind of, again, like I said before, this kind of feels like a higher tier Raja Gosnell movie, which is still not a good thing, because Raja Gosnell, like, it's like if this is like a Raja Gosnell movie, I'd be like, you know what, this is the best Raja Gosnell movie I've seen. Still not good, but yeah, like, basically, let me list one of my problems, and I hate saying this, because I love Robert Downey Jr., but man, Robert Downey Jr., he was just not good in this movie. Robert Downey Jr.'s performance in this is very confusing. He has just the same vocal, he has the same emotion, throughout, the same voice and inflection. It's like, he never acts, he just sort of does a voice throughout the entire film, and it's just like, what? I don't know. He felt like a cartoon. But also, I don't know, a lot of the other elements of this movie I just didn't feel like worked. Again, the humor, it's just not a funny movie. Oh my god, I feel bad for some of these actors. So Cameron B saying, is it so bad it's good? I don't know, but I wouldn't say that. It's not unintentionally funny enough to do that. Because it's hard for a comedy to be so bad that it becomes funny. Because if it's already a comedy, it's a bad comedy, and it's not making me laugh, then it's not even, when it comes to movies that are so bad they're funny, it's usually they're trying to be dramatic, and it accidentally ends up funny. So, no, I wouldn't say Dolittle is, in my opinion, so bad that it's funny. Yeah. For example, oh my god, I felt bad for one of the actors here. Tom Holland. Well, granted, he's only doing a voice performance, but there's this really embarrassing scene where his dog character is I'm gonna scope out the area. I'm gonna patrol the area, and the CGI dog just gets on his butt and just starts scooting along the floor with his butt. He's like, I was like, oh god, I feel so bad for Tom Holland right now. Oh fuck. It's just I would not want to be Tom Holland voicing that. That's just embarrassing. Oh my, and trust me, that's not the first time you're not gonna hear any kind of ass humor in this movie. Like, you're gonna see a lot of others, and whatnot. Rami Malek as the gorilla. Oh God! Like, it's like, what's he doing in this movie? Like, what's Rami Malek doing playing a gorilla who just goes, ah! And just faints and whatnot? Like, this is an Academy Award-winning actor. Why is he playing this dumb character? Why is, yeah, there's even some really confusing elements of casting. Like, you see the giraffe and the fox? Like, the giraffe and the fox? The giraffe is voiced by Selena Gomez, and the fox is voiced by Academy Award-winning actress Marion Cotillard, who you might know best as from her performance in The Dark Knight Rises. Not Catwoman, but another character. I'm not going to say who. Yeah, the giraffe voiced by Selena Gomez and the fox voiced by Marion Cotillard. They are literally in only 2 scenes. Just 2 scenes. I think Marion Cotillard barely has any lines of dialogue. And I'm like, wait, why did you cast these 2 big names for pretty much cameo roles? Like, what's the point in having these 2 voice these characters? And there's even one really dumb moment where, like, the giraffe is running, and they're about to go under an underpass. It's like, oh, and the giraffe ducks, but then it cuts to when when the giraffe is out of that underpass. But I'm just like, no, the way, like, with the size of that giraffe, it would not be able to bend its neck down to where it would miss the underpass. It would, no, its neck would not bend down that far, and they never show you that because they know the physics don't work like that. So, it's, again, and this is probably one of the weirdest elements of the movie, where, now, this isn't a spoiler. Like, this is literally part of the plot of the movie, and it's said in the beginning, so it's not a spoiler. But basically, Dolittle's wife, died and whatnot. Well, there's a part in this movie where Dolittle meets up with his ex-father-in-law, meaning his wife's dad, and he's played by Antonio Banderas. Here's why I find that really... I was wondering, like, when I was watching the movie, I'm like, this seems odd. Like, seeing Antonio Banderas playing Robert Downey Jr.'s, ex-father-in-law. And so I looked it up. And now I know why it was weird to see Antonio Banderas playing Robert Downey Jr.'s ex-father-in-law. Antonio Banderas is only 4 years older than Robert Downey Jr. These 2 could be brothers. They could honestly be brothers. Like, why is Antonio Banderas playing his his ex-father-in-law? It's really weird. I'm like, why him? It's like, because, like, Robert Downey Jr. is 55 years old and Antonio Banderas is 59. It's not a large age gap. I just, like, why is the father-in-law pretty much at the same age where he could be Robert Downey Jr.'s brother? I'm just like, again, it's just not well conceived. It's not well thought out. And even some design choices I find odd. Like, the dragonfly, I will say, is pretty weirdly designed, where it looks like it has, like, human eyes and pupils. Like, Again, you'll have to look up Dolittle 2020 dragonfly, and you'll see what I mean by the weird design. It's like, I've never seen a dragonfly at one point look like that. And they go out of their way to make the, animals look pretty realistic. So it's like, what? So yeah, I did not like Dolittle. It's not the worst thing ever. It's not terrible. I've seen worse, but again, this movie though was just badly conceived. There's again, this movie cost $175 million. $175 million. That's really expensive. If I'm not mistaken, isn't that let me look that up. I swear to God, I think it's, like... $175 million. Um, nope, that's wrong one. Let's see. Yeah, $175 million. Dolittle cost $175 million, which is the same budget that the Jungle Book had. Which is insane. I mean, again, sometimes the visual effects do look really good, but it's just like, Jesus Christ, why did you need to spend $175 million on a Dolittle movie? Oh, wait, because they gotta have all these huge fucking stars. Uh, that, especially with, like, Selena Gomez and Marion Cotillard, who have nothing but cameos in this movie. Now, Cameron B saying the animals on the poster look very awkward. True, but I will say the animals look better in the movie. I will say that the animals look better in the movie than they do in the poster. It's just weirdly photoshopped and whatnot. So yeah, but that's my thoughts on Dolittle. Not a very good movie. Could be worse, but again, it could have been a lot better, especially if you have a budget of $175 million. Like, what the hell, man? So yeah, guys. Once we get through the once we get through the once we get through the break, we're gonna take a break, and once we're done with that, then we will go on with live chat questions. So yeah. Yeah, here we go. And we're back, everybody. Now we've gotten to the live chat part of the show, and we're going to get on to your questions, your live chat questions. So, here we go. Next one, personal says, I haven't seen any Mythbusters episodes. You should. It's on Hulu. It's great. Nicholas Pearl says, Rip Grant Imahara, what an awesome guy. Also, Rip Ennio Morricone from a few weeks ago. Morricone was 91, but I was still upset to see a lack of tribute paid to him, despite his huge contributions. Yeah, the reason why I didn't talk about his death was because I was just not that familiar with him, to be honest. I saw The Hateful Eight, which he did a great job on the score on, but the only reason why I didn't talk about Ennio Morricone is because I didn't know that much about him, so I didn't feel like it was, like I didn't want to talk about something that I didn't really know that much about, so there is that. Nicholas Pearl says, I think I commented this on a previous video, but Citizen Kane is my number one HBO Max recommendation. It's so good, dude. I do want to see it. The problem is, HBO Max has still not made a deal with Roku, meaning I still can't watch Citizen Kane the way it's supposed to be watched, or any movie. Because I have it's just annoying. Like, once HBO Max actually makes a deal with Roku, then I could start watching some stuff there. But yeah. You probably wouldn't like it. Regarding zombies, it's probably, you probably wouldn't like it if you don't like a lot of Disney Channel movies, unlike me. Yeah, I probably wouldn't like zombies. Although, I mean, who knows? Yep, Falcon and the Winter Soldier did get delayed. Yep, that is true. And then next one, the person says, my mom is one of those people who doesn't want to wear masks because of breathing. She's not an idiot. Well, look, all I will say is that the science doesn't really support that. And look, I'm not trying to throw shade at anybody, but let's take a look at the scientific facts by medical professionals. They say, do masks cause low oxygen levels? Absolutely not. We wear masks all day long in the hospital. The masks are designed to be breathed through. Oh yeah, are designed to be breathed through. And there is no evidence that low oxygen levels occur. There is some evidence, however, that prolonged use of N95 masks in patients with pre-existing lung disease could cause some buildup of carbon dioxide levels in the body. People with pre-existing lung problems should discuss mask-wearing concerns with their healthcare providers. But there is absolutely no scientific evidence that mask-wearing or physical distancing weakens the immune system. And keep in mind, the usage that these doctors, the American Lung Association says, prolonged use, like 24 hour, like if you're just going to the grocery store, that's not prolonged use. That's no, these are medical professionals. This is not just me. These are medical professionals, who are saying that it's safe. And also, there's also Snopes, which is a fact-checking website. They said, research articles and experts suggest that it does say that, explain, what breathing some breathing problems and whatnot. Hypercapnia, or what is it, and hypoxia. Yeah, those two are breathing problems. But, however, listen to this. But research articles and experts suggest that such extreme systems are unlikely to occur in most people. Dr. Abrar Ahmed Shuktai, I'm sorry if I mispronounced his name, an epidemiologist and lecturer at the School of Public Health and Community Medicine at University of New South Wales, Australia, says the risk of those two breathing problems things are unlikely to take place with cloth and surgical masks because they are not tight-fitting. Meaning, something like this is fine because it's not tight against my face. So, even if you have breathing problems, a mask like this is perfectly fine. As long as if you're someone who has breathing problems, as long as it doesn't completely do your face like this, then your mother should be fine. Because again, surgical masks and cloth masks like this are designed to allow oxygen in. and this is not just me, these are doctors saying this. These are doctors who are way, way smarter than me. These guys, big brain. They have big brain. Me, tiny brain. I have tiny brain about this. These guys, big brain. They have big hunka-bunkalicious brains when it comes to this stuff. And so when doctors are saying that, look, like, as long as you're not, like, if you have breathing problems, as long as the mask is not tight-fitting and you're not wearing it for like 20 hours and you're just going to the grocery store or something like that, then you should be fine if you wear a mask. You should be fine, because these kind of masks and surgical masks, which is what people are wearing, they are designed to combat against low oxygen levels, where you can breathe through them, and considering they're not tight-fitting masks. So again, I was not calling your mother an idiot. I think maybe I should have used maybe a better term, like misinformed. Because look, there's a lot of misinformation about COVID-19 going around. There really is. There's a lot of misinformation. But I'm here to say, like, these are doctors who are saying this. Your mother should be completely fine wearing a mask, as long as, one, she's not wearing it for like 20 hours or something like that. Like, again, if she's like taking a walk or going to the grocery store or just getting something at the store, I don't know, just going to places for a brief amount of time, that's not like, again, like that long, you should be fine. Like she should be completely fine, because I mean, these doctors have actually said this. They've said that these masks are meant to combat against low oxygen levels, and they're not tight fitting. They don't constrict the air. They don't constrict any airways from the sides. So again, that's not me saying that. That's doctors who study this stuff. That's what they say. And if I were you, I'd probably trust a doctor, like doctors, when it comes to this stuff more than anybody. So again, there you go. I hope this informs you and whatnot, because again, there's lots of misinformation going around online about COVID-19 and safety procedures and whatnot. So yeah. Anyways, let's move on. Still haven't seen Shazam. You should. It's great. Joel Cordial says hi. Has not been back since. So yeah. Hey Joel. Bye Joel. Alexei Savala says hello everyone. Hello. Again, you haven't said anything since then, but okay. Nicholas Pearl says, I think I'm the only one who doesn't like the remake of Vader versus the Obi-Wan battle from A New Hope. If you're talking about the one that, the fan film that someone made, I mean, I do love it. I thought it was great. But look, all film and all art is subjective. If it didn't work for you, it didn't work for you. It's an art, not a science. So, yeah. That's your opinion. I respect it. Although, I do gotta say, I thought that was a pretty cool fight. So, yeah. I'm really burnt out of Star Wars at this point. I'm honestly not. I mean, I like what Disney's been doing with Star Wars. Do I like The Rise of Skywalker? No. But I think that was really just more of a miscalculation of hey, let's try to appease the fanboys by doing even though that's not by trying to pander to fanboys. So yeah. No, don't pander to fanboys. That's stupid. What if Darth Vader and What if Darth Vader and Obi-Wan don't get to meet each other, but Darth Vader is still in the movies? Are you saying Darth Vader makes appearances in the movies? I mean, it depends. I don't know what you As long as it's something that breaks canon, sure. If you do Rogue One, Darth Vader appeared in that. But I'm talking about if Darth Vader and Obi-Wan were to actually meet again between something in between. If it's between if it's between the ending of the Battle of Muthtafar from Revenge of the Sith and before if it's after the Battle of Mustafar from Revenge of the Sith and before their eventual meetup in A New Hope, anything between that they should never ever cross paths or have any knowledge of where they are, because again that just kind of breaks canon. You're ranking movies I know zero about. I mean, you should watch the X-Men movies. Hell, they're a couple of them are already on Disney Plus. So yeah. other than put them into the MCU, what else do you want them to do with about the X-Men and the Fantastic Four franchises? I don't know, because really, I mean, I think really the only thing you can really do with them now is just put them in the MCU. I mean, I think Deadpool, like, I don't know what they're going to do with Deadpool. Deadpool should never go in, I don't think Deadpool should ever go into the MCU. Deadpool, I think, should just do his own thing. Still be R-rated, but just never cross over into the MCU, because that would just confuse audiences and whatnot. There's that. I've seen clips of Birds of Prey, but I haven't seen the full movie yet. In my opinion, it's not worth watching and whatnot, but whatever. Oh yeah, I've already talked about this and whatnot. Yeah, I've already just this. I thought the movie was fun, but I respect your opinion. I mean, yeah, look, that's the thing about movies, man, and all art. Art is completely subjective. Just because I think Birds of Prey is bad doesn't mean it's fact. It's not a fact, that's my opinion. Your experience with Birds of Prey is going to be different with mine. It's going to be different than mine, so there is that. Oh no, Dolittle. Do and little should be one word. That's the thing. Like, Dolittle should be one word. Maybe that's autocorrect. Again, I don't think it's awful, but it's definitely not good. It's definitely bad, but not the worst, if that makes sense. The original movie and the Eddie Murphy movie are better. I've not seen the original Eddie Murphy. I haven't seen the original Dr. Dolittle, but I haven't seen Dr. Dolittle. I haven't seen the Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle in a long time, so I don't know what to think. Because I haven't seen that in a long time. I've not seen the original movies, so. Oh yeah, I've already addressed this. How good did they do that to Tom Holland? Yeah. That is a weird choice. I've already addressed this. Is Dolittle better or worse than Birds of Prey? Ooh. That's a good question. Let me look at this real quick. Which one do I think is worse, Dolittle or Birds of Prey? Because neither of them are going to end up in my top worst movies of 2020. I mean, I don't know if there's ever going to be a top 10, considering how many, movies keep getting pushed away, but I don't know. But let's see. Let me look at this. I'd probably say Dolittle is a little bit worse, but I don't know. I'm starting to, I don't know which one I think is worse. Either Dolittle or, I might go with Dolittle right now, but I don't know. Maybe, check on my Letterboxd. Check out my, check out my Letterboxd. I'm always keeping track of that. So, letterboxd.com/Christian Hannah. I'm always, trying to check up on that and whatnot, trying to update things. So, I don't know. Right now, I'd probably say Dolittle is worse, but who knows? Maybe my mind might change on that. Oh yeah, Jungle Book 2016 looks amazing, but this looks weird. I don't know if you've seen the 2016 Jungle Book. It's on Disney Plus right now. It's actually on Disney Plus. I love the Jungle Book. The new, because funny if I never liked the original Jungle Book, but then when I saw the new Jungle Book, I was like, oh my god, this is great. I love the Jungle Book. So yeah, I would definitely check out the Jungle Book. It's fantastic, and it's in 4K on Disney Plus, which is really fun, 4K Ultra HD. But yeah, I do love the Jungle Book. It's fantastic. Anyone else seen Once Upon a Time in the West? Nope. Once Upon a Time in America? Nope. I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Haven't heard of it. Is it good? Yeah, they're both great. They're directed by the same guy who directed The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The title's inspired Quentin Tarantino. Oh yeah, you guys were just kind of talking to yourselves for a bit. Let's see. In your opinion about the genie from Aladdin being replaced by Dan Castellaneta, what do you mean by forced? I think you mean the genie, genie. That's not how you spell genie. But what I mean by that is, when it came to Robin Williams as the genie, his genie felt so natural and spontaneous. Bam, bam. He always knows what he's saying. Whereas with the genie in the TV series Aladdin, and also The Return of Jafar, who was voiced by Dan Castellaneta, Like, the reason why I think the genie from the first Aladdin, voiced by Robin Williams, was so great, was because, like, anytime the genie, anytime that the genie, did impressions and whatnot, and made a bunch of jokes, that wasn't even in the script. That was Robin Williams just coming up with anything that came up in his head. Like, bam, bam, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. Like, he just kept thinking about everything. Like, a lot of those jokes were the ones that he came up with. Whereas with Dan Castellaneta's genie in the Aladdin TV series and The Return of Jafar, it didn't feel... I could tell that it wasn't, like... Because, like, that role, that specific version of the genie was so creative for Robin Williams, and was built around Robin Williams, to where when someone else tried to play the character, like, when you're trying to have someone else play a character that was literally meant for someone else to play, it's not going to work out well. It's like when in Dumb and Dumberer, when Harry met Lloyd, which was like a prequel to Dumb and Dumber, it had two different actors other than Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels, like younger actors. And it didn't work because these characters were not written for these actors. Because when you look at, Lloyd Christmas in the first Dumb and Dumber, or even Dumb and Dumber 2, you can tell that, like, yeah, that's Jim Carrey. Like, that character is meant for Jim Carrey. And when you see, this, like, the younger guy playing the younger Lloyd Christmas in Dumb and Dumberer, it's like, well, it's not Jim Carrey. Like, I could tell that like, it doesn't feel natural because the character was not written for this guy. And then there's like I said, there's there's Dan Castellaneta as the genie in the Aladdin TV series. I don't think that he works well as the genie because that version of the character was never meant for Dan Castellaneta. That was meant for Robin Williams. That was a character for Robin Williams. That's what made me really appreciate the Will Smith genie in the new Aladdin, because they completely changed the character to fit the personality of Will Smith. Because they knew that if they tried having Will Smith doing Robin Williams' routine, that would have failed miserably. And so that's what I meant by Dan Castellaneta's genie feeling forced. It's like they tried to force in the Robin Williams spontaneity without Robin Williams, if that makes sense. So I hope you get what I'm saying there. Christian's reviews. Christian's reviews. Oh yeah. Wait, where is it? I love watching your reviews. I found you from your Tigger movie review. Hey, thanks, Cameron B. I was really surprised at how where my Tigger movie review went, and for a while. It was the highest viewed review out of any review. Like, it was the highest viewed video out of any review for the Tigger movie until Doug Walker's Disney December review came around, which I'm not jealous about that at all. I'm just glad that I'm actually glad that he reviewed the Tigger movie so that more people can watch it. Because, like, that movie, I barely knew anyone who watched that movie. And so, now that Doug Walker reviewed it, more people are going to watch the Tigger movie, especially now since it's on Disney+. So yeah, I'm really glad about that, but thanks for sticking around for that. The Tigger movie is in my top 5 Disney movies along with Christopher Robin, both underrated. I don't know if Christopher Robin is even in my top 10, but it is fantastic. I would probably consider them both underrated. Or in the sense of, like, they don't really get the attention that I feel like they deserve. I found him in the comments of a Nostalgia Critic video. Yeah, I sometimes would comment on, like, Nostalgia Critic videos. So there is that. I don't know which one. Nice, love the NC as well. Yeah, I do like the Nostalgia Critic. I don't agree with everything he says. I especially disagree with him on movies like The Jungle Book and The Lion King remake. Because he doesn't like those movies. He hates the Lion King remake. I think The Jungle Book is fantastic. I think The Lion King is like one of Disney's greatest films ever. And I will die on. I will die on that plane of view or whatever. What's your favorite Pixar movies? My favorites are Inside Out. Inside Out's definitely one of my favorite Pixar movies. I love Inside Out. Some other favorite, but I think my favorite Pixar movie would definitely be The Incredibles. I love The Incredibles. I also really love Finding Nemo, Monsters Inc. Finding Dory was a great surprise. Toy Story 3 was fantastic. I mean, all the Toy Story movies are great. So yeah, Toy Story 3, Incredibles, Toy Story 4. Oh, cool, I did enjoy. I love Spider-Man 2, but I did respect your review. Yeah, I mean, look, I'm not surprised you like Spider-Man 2. Most people do love Spider-Man 2. I don't, but, you know, oh well, that's just the way it kind of goes. Ratatouille is my favorite. Oh, Nicholas Pearl. I've never seen Ratatouille. I do plan to at some point, but it's just like, you know, I have so much things to watch, and at some point I'll try to watch Ratatouille. But yeah, that's weird. I have never watched Ratatouille. So yeah. I'll follow you on Letterboxd. Alright, that's cool. I want a new or revival animated series for X-Men and Fantastic Four. That might happen. Who knows? I mean, especially now since Disney owns X-Men and Fantastic Four. I mean, they can do that now. Who knows? I mean, like with Disney Plus, anything's possible. I like Jungle Book 2016. It was a lot of fun. I thought it was great. I've seen the Once Upon a Time ABC series. Never saw that. American Graffiti is the second best George Lucas movie behind A New Hope. I've never seen American Graffiti. Although, to be fair, George Lucas has not directed that many movies. In fact, I think the only, he directed American Graffiti, he directed, Star Wars A New Hope, and then I swear to God, the next thing he directed was Phantom Menace, which is like, so many years later. And then Attack of the Clones, and then Revenge of the Sith. So I'd probably say at this point he's a little bit hit or miss. So that's that. What are your thoughts on the Cars trilogy? I don't know what the trilogy is, but if you're talking about the Cars trilogy, I've actually never seen Cars 3. I liked Cars. I haven't seen Cars in a while. I want to try to rewatch that. Although I don't really like Cars 2. Although to be fair, weirdly enough, I don't even think Cars 2 is the worst of the Pixar movies. In my opinion, the worst Pixar movie is Monsters University. Like, that movie was just so shamelessly, just like, bleh. Like, nothing remarkable about that film at all. Monsters University, but I have not seen Cars 3, I will say. Alright, does anybody... let's see. Next one person says, I think that's all the questions I got. Okay, cool. Does anyone else have any questions before I sign off? Ugh. Let's see. Okay, Nicholas Pearl says, nah, that's it for me. Alright, that's it for Nicholas Pearl. What about you, Cameron B? Do you have anything else before I go? Thoughts on Disney Plus? I love Disney Plus. I think it's great. Let me pull up. Actually, I have Disney Plus pulled up right here. Yeah, I think it's great. I think Disney Plus is great. Yeah, it's so weird that they're now putting in the X-Men movies. That's amazing. Oh yeah, and once again, X-Men Apocalypse does keep in the fuck word, so that's cool. Well, it's not really cool. Also, I rewatched Hamilton recently. I actually rewatched Hamilton this weekend. Uh, yeah, okay, fine. I'm hooked on Hamilton. I'm obsessed over Hamilton now. This Hamilton is fantastic. If you have not seen Hamilton, watch it and really pay attention to the dialogue, like the singing dialogue and whatnot. That's where I would especially. I would also just really suggest watching it with subtitles so you can really like observe the dialogue, because like the lyrics and whatnot, because the story is pretty much entirely told through its song numbers and its lyrics, and it's so well written. I love Hamilton, and damn it, yeah, it's worth the hype. It is worth the hype, and if I'm not mistaken, it's in 4K, so yay! The $10 founding father without a father got a lot farther by being a lot smarter by working. I forgot some of the lyrics. But damn it, watch Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton. Bomb. The $10 found a father without a father got a lot farther by being a lot smarter by working harder. And every day was saved, slaughtered and garnered away, dripping down the drain. How does a bastard, orphan son of a whore and a Scotsman, dropped in the middle of a spot in the Caribbean, but poverty is squalor, grow up to be a hero and a scholar. It's on my watch list. Again, definitely watch Hamilton. Hamilton is amazing. So, yeah. Is there anything else anybody needs to say? Wait, let me... Let's see. Anything else? Have you seen Gravity Falls? Yeah, I've seen Gravity Falls. I love Gravity Falls. It's great. Which is also on Disney Plus. Grow up to be a hero and a scholar. Alexander Hamilton. Oop. There you go. Gravity Falls. It is on Disney Plus. It is on Disney Plus. It's right there. This kid is insane, man. Took up a collection just to send them to the mainland. My name is Alexander Hamilton, and there's a million things I have done. Just you wait, just you wait. I think I might try to wrap it up here, guys. I gotta get to something here in a bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna Like, have you ever played the Kingdom Hearts games before? No, I haven't. But I will say, I think I actually do need to go. I think I do need to probably go here in a bit. So, yeah. Again, watch Hamilton on Disney Plus. Hamilton is amazing. Like, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, watch Hamilton. That's your homework tonight, babies. Watch Hamilton. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching this episode of with the Simpsons on Disney Plus. It would be cool if they add Futurama. It won't go on to Futurama won't go on to Disney Plus. Like, it's a little bit more. The Futurama's a little bit more mature, and even then, like, let me look up Futurama. Right, like. Oh wait, the distributor is 20th Television, which means if Disney wanted to, they could put Futurama on Disney Plus, but they probably won't. That would probably go onto Hulu, which you can actually stream it on Hulu, which is owned by Disney. So there's that. But yeah, I gotta go. Remember, hit that like button. Click the like button so that we can get more. Like, so it's good because it's good for the algorithm. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell. I want to make sure that red subscribe button is gray. Also, leave a tip, which is streamelements.com/ChristianReviews/tip. Also, check out the Patreon, which is patreon.com/ChristianTylerHannah. There you have 2 tiers, which is $2. One of them is $2 where you can have your name in my videos, and for $5 you get the Hannahcast audio-only version, the Hannahcast after show, any other perks, including your name in my video. So that's gonna be cool. I would definitely suggest being a Patreon supporter. Also, go to letterboxd.com/ChristianHannah for movie ratings and top 10 lists, and that'll about do it for the Hannahcast, everybody. And before I go, check out this little ad and consider purchasing some thing. Good news, guys! We have merch now! Go to teespring.com/stores/ChristiansReviews to get your nasty little hands on all sorts of items, including my face on a t-shirt, my face on a hoodie, my face on a pillow, my face on a tote bag, my face on a mug, my face on a wall tapestry, my face on a blanket, my face on phone cases, my face on stickers, and many more! Or how about the Hannahcast logo on those items as stated above? Wow! And best of all, they come in so many different colors, including this! What is this color? What is it? I want to know. But wait, there's more! Act now, you can also get my exclusive Make America Cringe Again merch. Surely not a parody of the political climate we have today. Again, that's teespring.com/store/ChristiansReviews. Order now!